Hey, what's up guys and gals, Jesse here from Long Lost Robots. You know, on this channel, I'm definitely doing the reviews and slight tutorials on gear, but really what I wanted this channel to be about is making music, because that's what I do best. I definitely engineer and sound design and produce music. I've been doing it a long time, but what I'm really good at is writing music, and I want to share that with you, because if I just show you how to use the gear, well, that doesn't do anything if we're not making music, right? So without further ado, let's get started. Let's make some music.
Just a story of lost and love. Just a boy and girl who's been dreaming of the world.
Alright guys, so first things first, I want to show you a very quick clip of the song we're going to be recording. In this clip, it is me at the very instant of me writing the song. So I literally came up with some chords, came up with some really cool drums. Drums came first, actually. And then I came up with a cool melody and lyrics, and I really think they're cool. Check it out.
I really thought this was over. It looked like you conquered. And then you were off and sober. Then it was over. Then it was all for good.
Alright guys, so now that you've seen that, I think the best place to get started in this song is in the drums. And right now we're not going to be using Logic Pro at all. We're going to be using just the Akai MPC. And the great thing about that is once I get my sounds down and my drums, I can export my drums right into Logic and then record my hardware into Logic old school way by just plugging it in and pressing record. I know it's a little scary, but we can do it. Let's have some fun. Alright guys, so the cool thing is I already have a chorus and a verse. Really cool, right? Well, the drums are exciting in both parts because it's only one drum part. Here's your verse. Really thought this was the end for us. I really thought you conquered. Right guys? So luckily I've already copied the verse and chorus together. So what I got to do is just take away from the verse in the drums, because we're starting with drums first, right guys? So we can come in here. This is kind of a little bit of a cheap way to do it. I know there's going to be faster ways, but right now I'm just going to go ahead and select everything here. Let's go ahead and just go into everything. We're going to go ahead. We're going to cut that. Let's just go ahead and select as much as we can at once. Let's try that one more time. Bam. Let's get that cut. So what we're going to do now is just play, and the great thing is instead of the opposite, which I came up with the drums and then the verse parts with the Ju06, now I can play the drums to the verse parts, right, and really get the feel of the chords and play off of that. The great thing is in this drum kit, one kick, one snare, one kick, one snare. Now what do you think I'm going to use? I'm going to use those quiet ones for the verse, and I think that's going to work out really well. Let's try that out. Let's just play a little bit. Really thought this was the end for us. I really think it should build, right? But this is the verse. Think something like that. Just let's try that again, huh? Okay, so now that we've erased the track, let's just go ahead and come up with our new parts. I'm going to use again this quiet part right here. And let's see how it goes, okay? Let's just go ahead and kick in. Let's see what's going to happen. 2, 3, 4. Little wackety on that. Let's go ahead and get the let's go ahead and get that first too a little bit. Let's go ahead and go one. kind of like that. It's got that nice human feel to it. Let's see if this will work. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See how that sounds. Get rid of that overdub. You gotta watch that overdub, guys. I'm liking it right there. Let's check our menu. Maybe check out some of these right here. See, I don't like that one. Let's get rid of that one. So there we go, guys. Just a nice intimate feel, right? I really thought this was the end for us. Chorus. Then it was all for good. Then it was over. Then it was all for good. Excellent, guys. I think that's going to work. And let's hear the jump between hear the difference between the bass and snare and in between both verses and chorus. They're completely different. So let's see how if that meshes well. Nice. And that's going to really energize the song. Even in the Logic, if I need to raise obviously some of the volumes and some of that I can in the verse to chorus, but right now it definitely gives you a big difference between verse and chorus, and that's what we want in songs. Huge differences. Sometimes not huge, but for this song I think it's going to really work. So cool. Right now we have a verse and a chorus. In that verse, let's go ahead and take that verse. We're going to go right into here, the sequence. We're going to copy that sequence. We're going to go into 3, verse 2, and we can even go fill if we want. Verse 2 fill, and all that means is that this verse is going to have the fill into the chorus. What we can do sometimes is just go ahead and get rid of that end, and let's see what happens here. That's why I like this overdub. I understand why they created this overdub button for the MPC one. So let's go ahead and see that fill really quick. Something like that, right? Not too busy. We can even go louder too. Right? I think that might work. Let's try that. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. We'll go ahead and kick the other kick right over that. 1, 2. It's not bad actually, right? You might need to open it up right there. Let's go ahead and hit the overdub, play it. Get rid of the overdub real quick. 2, 3, 4. That. Let's do that. Do a little open hi-hat. So one thing about this drum kit in this song, it only has 2 kicks, 2 snares, and some hi-hats. Close, open, and these kind of like interesting little, right? So it makes a very limited song. Maybe in Logic I can add some toms, but it's better sound very damn close to what these drums are. But the reason why I wrote this song was because of these drums. So catch-22, it's how we write the song, and moving forward is what's important, that we don't sit on these ideas. It's time to put them in song form and get them done very quickly. So guys, now that we have our verse 2, that's awesome, right? Very simple, very easy. Now remember, we're mainly focused on getting the drums for this song, because the drums are going to go right into the Logic Pro, and then I'm going to take everything in their sounds and bring them in there. But as we go here, as we create our song here on the MPC, we're going to use the analog external synthesizers and create our sounds with the MPC and not creating external tracks on Logic Pro. Now that we have our verse, what I think we really need is to take this first verse sequence. I'm going to copy it right over here to 4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it intro. I'm going to do it. Going to get right out of that. And what I think we might do is just let's go into this. Let's see what happens if we do this, right? So let's go ahead, select all our kicks and everything. Oh, wait, let's just get rid of all of it, right? Like I said, it's a little time consuming doing this. I'm not sure if I like it that way, but right now we're going to go ahead and do it that way. So maybe we'll just do an intro with the snare, right? Let's hear how it sounds just with the Ju06. All this is very important to build the song up in a progressive motion. Right? Maybe that might be something. And the cool thing about while you're making your drums in the MPC and you bring it into Logic Pro is you can take some of these things in and out as well, because all the drums will be on separate tracks. Let's check this out again. Let's go ahead and just I think a little off. Let's do that. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now that hi-hat's a little off, right? And that might give you a different feel when it kicks in. It's actually where the snare hits. Turn that off. Go right into the verse 1. Cool. Not too bad, huh, guys? Look how quickly we can move using our external gear. So I don't think we want the song to build too long. And if anything, if I want to do it just with the Ju06 starting, I can do that in Logic Post, but I think these drums are going to be pretty good enough. If I decide to double what I have now in the intro just for doubling its sake, that fill is going to double twice, and we don't want that. But there are other ways to go ahead and manipulate that later on. 2, 3. It's a pretty long intro. It's pretty long. I really thought this was the end for us. I really thought you concurred. We need to go over this, right? We're going to do the verse one more time. Real simple. Now that we are sober and the room is cleared, I just want to ask, what happened here? Going to the chorus. Then it was over. Then it was all for good. Then it was over. Then it was all for good. So far, guys, we've already got our intro, our main verse parts, and the chorus. But what do we need for the chorus? Well, I think the chorus is going to need a good little fill too, just for the outro, because this is a very simple song. Don't have any toms in here. I don't even have the choice to get toms. I already looked inside the expansion pack that I got this sound from, and there are no toms. There's like one tom in there and a bunch of sounds. So There are also other ways to make fills, like with guitars and synthesizers and things like that. So don't forget that. And also, this is a very intimate song, and it's the Ju06 and the other instruments that are going to really show you the change of intimacy that happens between the verses and the choruses, and give you the change in understanding of when the song changes. And that is good for the listener. Listeners love that. Verses, choruses. Things they can sing to here and things they can sing to over there. Let's go ahead and keep going forward. Now, the other thing that I have to be very careful is when I export my drums, right now, as I understand it, I have to export each sequence or verse and chorus out at a time. So when I do that, I better make sure I label it properly, and that way I can get to those folders very quickly and export each one properly, and they're properly labeled. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and finish that chorus 2 on the drums and see where we're at. Okay, so let's go ahead and play that. Something like that. Listen to that. This is the area I'm concentrating on. There we go. We'll add another kick there too. Right on the one. That is what I'm talking about. Simple, clean. Let's go ahead and get out of there. And we're going to go ahead and go to the first chorus. I'm going to play it. Then it was over. Then it was all for good. It's gonna go end. Then it was over. Then it was all for good. So not too bad. Very simple, very easy, and just changes it up a little bit. It's just those little things that we need for the song. So, all right, guys, look at the drums are almost done, and I think this has gotten the point across of getting our drums done. Now, the next thing we need to do is maybe a breakdown, and that should be pretty simple as well, but I haven't gotten that far. So I think what we need to do is start generating some sounds, and let's do that with the Ju06. So right now we're going to get into the first verse, and I think I'm really happy almost with this sound here, but there's some things that I want to do. I want to tweak it out just a little bit, and let's go ahead and go over that right now. The great thing is we have the intimacy of the drums to work off of. It's very important that you start hearing different instruments with each other, and that's why it's important that you move quickly. Sometimes I see people so lost because they don't know what to do and where to start and where to go. Well, at some point you have to start laying something down and work with what you got. It's not just about getting it recorded, it's the sound. Real quiet. Listen to that LFO rate. Kind of want that to catch at the end. Want it to kind of be a little ugly. If I add a little chorus, dirties it up very quickly. I can add that post-production. I'm going to leave this clear. What you're hearing right now is strictly the Ju06 with no effects. Okay, I'm liking that a lot. I really like that a lot, guys. And I think that's going to work really well. But what I'm going to also do is, for this song and for considering I don't have a lot of patches saved, I'm going to go ahead and just save as many patches as I need, because what's the point of sound designing if you can't just keep designing more and more sounds and working on your craft and saving as much sounds as you can, and then at some point erasing them and making new sounds. So right now I'm going to save these sounds as much as possible. Here we go. All right, guys, so we got the verse, and that's great. And I've saved my patch, which is even better. But right now, let's go ahead and move to the chorus and see if we can go ahead and start opening that up a little bit. get a higher frequency without opening it up too much. I'm going to save that in 4. Bam. Now let's open it up for the chorus. Then it will. Let's lower that LFO rate, or maybe higher it. Okay, great. Let's go to the first one. Excellent. So I don't need to go too far on this, because when I'm actually recording this into the Logic Pro 10, I can do some of that tweaking there. So I'm just glad I kind of got that right now really quick, just to show you how easy it is to start forming your sounds now and then bring it into Logic Pro later on. So guys, we have our intro, we have our verses, we have our choruses, and now I know you're asking, well, what's next? What can we do next? Well, that's something that we might have to do later on as we're recording into Logic Pro. But for now, we got our drums. You know, I'm thinking maybe we can build another, like a last chorus and make it really big. So what we can do now is just take our first chorus and let's go ahead and copy that. And what we can do is name that chorus 3. And we can go end. Let's get that spelled out. Chorus 3 end. Do it. Okay, so what does that mean? That means I'm already anticipating in my head, because I've been thinking about this, that this song is going to go pretty darn big at the end, or at least bigger. If it goes too big, it might lose the intimacy. But if I can keep that intimacy in 75% of the song, and it gets really big just for the end, I think it might work. If not, we can easily just tone it down in the recording process. But right now, I think that's the way it's going to go. Now, how can we make it even bigger? Well, I think that's going to be a little bit more kick, a little bit more snare, and even some more exciting hi-hats. So let's see what we can do with that really quick, and then we'll end this video. Let's go ahead and play that. Got the more exciting synth to show us more excitement, and we can work off that. It's another good thing of having your sounds ready. You want to play to what you have, or write. I think I'm going to add that extra kick. Snare. I love how that hits. At first it sounds a little weird, but nice. Listen to that LFO in the Ju06. It's just kind of giving that wobbly sound at the very end here, because I have that delay time really high, which is going to delay that rate just as much as I can. And just as the chord hits at the very end, it just starts to go wobbly a little bit. Love that. Now that sounds pretty cool. Let's see what we can do with the hi-hats. See what I can do with that. C, 32, let's go 16 to it. Let's check that out. Nice, nice. That's what I'm talking about. So I already know that that's going to work really well. And if anything happens, worst case scenario, I can go back into the rewrite another riff and pump it right back into Logic Pro 10. Using the export features on this, I can do what they called exploding the tracks. I've already tried it. It was a pain in the ass, and thank God I got it done. I just needed to update my computer a little bit and make sure it was talking to the SD card properly. pain in the ass, like I said. Macs are horrible, but the best as well. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me. I am so excited about this song. We're going to move very quickly. It's going to be a series for each song that I do here on YouTube. If you have found any value in this video, go ahead and like, subscribe, share with your friends. It's the only way for a small channel like mine to grow. And as you're doing that, go ahead and subscribe to your favorite channel as well. It really helps them out, big or small. Anyways, guys, my name is Jesse from Long Lost Robots. I'm so excited about this song. We're going to continue. Take care. Next, we're going to start generating some sounds, and then I think we're just going to start exporting right into Logic Pro and get this song going, because the point is to write the songs really quickly and then bring them into production mode and get them done. Take care, guys. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.